Good morning, boys and girls of the internet. Today is Tuesday, April 17th, 2018, vlog number 106. Let's talk about science this morning. I was watching all kinds of random YouTube videos last night, and one of them was talking about, of course, flat Earth. This is not the first time I'm going to be discussing flat Earth in my vlogs, and how much I think it's bullshit, and how people who believe in the flat Earth are a bunch of morons. Now, this one was actually, on the side of saying, hey, yeah, flat Earthers are a bunch of morons. So this was definitely, it was talking about how more or less people nowadays are, well, should I say, there's a growing number of people nowadays that reject science just on principle, almost, where they just don't trust science. It was a pretty interesting video. One thing he mentioned, and I was like, huh, that's interesting. I don't really remember that. Those are some big ass rabbits. It's all on my path. Anyways, no, like, I'm pretty sure I knew this fact from like my going to high school or something. It was something I just didn't remember. He mentioned something that was pretty interesting about Galileo. Now, as you may recall from your schooling, Galileo was pretty much responsible, or one of the people way back a long time ago that kind of proved that the Earth is not the center of our solar system, much less the center of the galaxy. It actually revolves around our sun, not the other way around. The sun does not revolve around the Earth. He's the one that proved it, despite all the pushback from the church and stuff back in the day. Now, the thing I found interesting was, how did he prove it? Back then, you had limited tools. You didn't have, spacecraft that can go and fly outside the Earth and see the orbit of the Earth, over a long period of time. They just didn't have that. And when you're at the perspective of the Earth, you look at the sun, yeah, it looks like it's, rising, in the east and setting in the west. And it looks like it's going around you. You obviously knew the Earth was round, so. But from an earthly perspective, even if you do the math, you go, well, it might be going around us, because that's what it looks like. Basically, what he found out, he, instead of just like, looking at Earth, I'm sure over the years, like, he tried different methods to determine this, but he looked at Venus. One might ask, why would you look at Venus? Well, if you look at the phases of Venus, the amount of sunlight reflecting off of Venus that we could see, almost like the phases of the moon, as it's, moving about our nightly sky. Now, of course, it's really small in our sky, but they had telescopes back then. They can, get a little closer look at it. You can see what the phases are and where the light is hitting it. Now, if the way he figured out is the way the phases of light is hitting Venus, there's no way that it could be another planet going around us along with the sun. He basically figured out that it was Venus that was going around the sun. Now, if Venus is going around the sun, we're going around the sun too. It's the only possibility. It's basically it's impossible for one planet to be going around the sun while we're not going around the sun. That's not the way orbits work. Venus wasn't going around us. It was going around the sun, and so thus, yes, we were. Now, I might have gotten that a little, incorrect. I wasn't looking at notes right now, but that's pretty much the premise of what he was stating about Galileo. Now, he figured that out. It's all about kind of perspective and so yeah, then that turned out to be true. You can look at the orbits of our planets nowadays with the technology that we have, and it is true that we go around the sun. No two ways about that. But the whole point of bringing this up is, and it's interesting, I was thinking about it later after I watched the video, that if you have a problem, or if you're trying to figure something out, whether it be in your life or little things such as like homework, or figuring out what to do with your job, or just anything that you have to do some figuring and work out a solution to something. Maybe don't look at things directly. Don't stand from the perspective of Earth and look at just the Earth and the sun's movements. Maybe you have to look at something that's related, something outside of Earth, something outside the realm of whatever you're trying to figure out, and gain a different perspective. Maybe that will help solve your problem. I don't know. I was just thinking about that and thought that was kind of interesting. Now, I don't know if that will help people, or maybe that's a wrong way to go about it, because maybe you can look at things from a totally wrong perspective and get or end up with a conclusion that's wrong. But generally, it's often best to get as broad a perspective on something as possible. Because that can help you broaden your mind and your way of thinking. So you're not just like going back down one path towards that solution. You're looking at it through all available avenues that's relevant. And maybe that'll grant you success. I don't know, what do you think? Anyways, I am really tired. I'm really sleepy, so I'm gonna head straight home, get it on this, and get right the hell to bed. So let me know what you think about my little philosophical musings. And so that'll be it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Everybody have a good day, and I love you.